Alright, what is up guys, and today we're going to be talking about if you should summon for the new Esper that's going to be coming out, Abigail right here. As you can see, she's in the picture right here. Abigail is the newest 5-star unit that's going to be coming out. She's a support 5-star Inferno unit. And she definitely has her own kind of supporty kind of way. She's not the same as Clara, which is the other strong 5-star support that we have, that's also Inferno. She is more like a buffer, right? And that's what the role she's going to be excelling in, is buffing your units and stuff. And she also has a unique buff that's going to be really cool too. The thing with these should you summon videos is I make these videos to inform you about the unit. So if there's something that you're missing that you need to be filled in for like a certain team or so, like a certain piece of content that you think that you might need this unit for, then you know that's what I make these videos for you, to be able to tell, oh, is maybe I do need this unit. I'll probably go and try to summon for whatever currency I did farm up in the game and try to use it, or just be like, oh, this unit sounds cool and all, but I don't think it's necessary for me or not. So basically, I'm just making these videos so you guys can make your own decision, because I always, like when I make these summoning videos, I always make my own decision when I summon for these units. Most of the time I do summon and I make these videos for you guys. And because I am a content creator, I am in the creator program, I also do get Nexus crystals for creating content. But for you guys, it's a little bit more different, so you guys have to be just a tad bit more wiser with how you guys spend your currency. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, make sure you make the best decision for yourself. But now that we got that out of the way, right, I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel. Help people get 2,000 subscribers. Like the video if you like the video, and share this around. On her first ability, she has a sleep, and she heals herself for a certain percent of her max HP. Now, I really like this ability because it has a CC. It has the sleep on it, which is really good because it actually immobilizes a character. And it's really good for PvP, or just like scenarios like in Cube Miracle or Temporal Tower, where you're not going against boss units that, you know, like right now that I'm going against Fafnir, he can be put to sleep. So other, like when you're going against units, right, just doesn't have to be PvP. Like I said, it could be Temporal Tower, PvE content that has Esper units you're going against. CC abilities work, so sleep will definitely work on those units, and that's going to be very handy in those type of stages. If you're going against a boss and you can't CC them, she still has that heal that she can heal herself with. And just in PvP content too, that heal will still be in handy too. But I really do like the sleeping ability, even though they can be waking up by if you hit them. You can still strategize to see, oh, maybe I don't want to hit this target right now with my ability. Maybe we'll just keep them CC and focus on this target for now, right? So there's still play around and work around that you can do with that first ability. So yeah, I think that is a great, I think that's a really good first ability, honestly, to be honest. Now her second ability is basically where she's giving herself a shield based off of how much HP she has and how much HP the target lost. I believe it's 25%. And then she also puts a defensive buff on you with a recovery buff on you. So she's not going to heal you right away with her skill 1, or her because it only heals herself on the skill 1, and her skill 2, it doesn't have a heal, it just puts a heal over time on you. So every time you take your turn and finish your turn, it'll heal you, but it won't heal you initially, so you'll have to wait until it comes around your turn. So you have to keep that into consideration. But she is putting these nice buffs on you that are still going to help you from prevent you falling, right? Which is the defense buff and the shield buff, that depending on how low you are, how much more shield you're gonna get. So it's still a really good buffing abilities that she's putting on you, right? So it's 3 buffs that she's putting on you off this one skill, which is really nice. And then for her ultimate, right, which is her bread and butter, Queen's Gift, it increases one ally's AP by 100%. So when she uses this ability on someone and their turn meter is all the way at like 10%, she easily pushes them all the way up to the front, so they get a turn right away. And she also puts attack up on everyone, which is another buff, right? and she revives. This is our second unit that actually revives. Cecilia is a shimmer unit, 5-star shimmer unit, very hard to get. And she has a revive mechanic, but she actually has to die in order for her to revive. On Abigail's end, she actually just has to use this ability. She can use this ability while she's up. So this can change the tide of the battle when it comes to PvP or PvE, honestly. Because as long as you can get that unit up and you pair Abigail with, like, let's say another more dedicated healer, and that healer can get that target fully healed back up, that is, like I said, it can turn the tide of the battle real quick. It just depends on how you go by it, right? There's definitely ways you can go by this. But also another thing is she puts this unique buff on you that is called Absorb, which is whatever she puts it on the whole team. Just like I forgot to mention, on the second ability she puts it on her whole team, the all those buffs. But this one she also puts the Absorb on all your entire team, and it's gonna last for 2 turns, and when they do damage, they heal for 20% of the damage that they deal, and they heal for that. So that's actually really good. Again, it's not an initial heal, but the unit will be able to heal once they get their turn. Now this is going to be useful just because, again, it's a heal and it's not the biggest heal, but it's still very nice to have, right? Just an extra buff to throw on top of all the other buffs that you're going to be receiving. Like, this is legit about 5 buffs, if I'm counting correctly, that she puts on you. It's an insane amount of buffs. The Absorb counts as a unique buff, so I'm still counting that as a buff. So then we also have that if on her ultimate, that if she doesn't have a unit to revive, she will lower her cooldown on her ultimate by like 3 turns, right? Which is very nice. This ability does have a long cooldown, so when you do res a unit, it's a 7-turn cooldown, but when you don't res them, it'll actually go down to 4. Then after your turn ends, it'll actually be 3. So keep that in mind. That comes in handy if you feel like you need a buffing unit that provides you with more survivability, with the shields, the defense up, the Absorb buff that can heal 20% of the damage that they do. Also, she also adds some damage amplification with the attack buff that she has too. She does a lot, guys. She actually does a lot, and she has some CC with the sleep and heals herself to try to keep herself up so she can keep providing these buffs to her team, because she just wants to be around just to buff. She's a straight up buffer, and she not only she buffs, she can also do a little bit of CC and res a unit. Like I said, when resing is a very impactful ability because it can turn the tide to battle. Also, the recovery buff, I forgot to mention that, which will top you off on top of the Absorb ability that she puts on you for more healing. If you're looking for someone that you know, if you don't have a very good 5-star support that you feel like you need that extra bit of survivability, you can go ahead and pull for Abigail, just because of how much she brings to the table as far as defensive wise, with the resing, being able to resurrect a unit, and providing some CC with a little damage amplification on top, with Absorb, which adds more healing to the whole team based on the damage that they do. Go ahead and pull for her. But if you don't feel like you need such a big buffing unit, you can go ahead and just pass and save for the next unit. Like I said, she is going to be good in PvP and PvE. I think she's going to shine most in PvE, but she will still be very good in PvP too, right? So I think she'll be good in both concepts of the game. And yeah, that's what I think about Abigail. I think she's a solid support, and that can be used in PvP and PvE. And she is mainly a buffing support, so keep that in mind, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna be pulling for her because I just like pulling for the new units, and I do it for you guys. If you need someone that gives you that extra survivability with the buffs that she brings to the table and that unique buff and stuff, go for her. If you don't feel like you don't need that type of that type of utility from a character as of yet, and you're already set with good supports, then you can go ahead and skip for the next banner. But that's about it here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the new unit Abigail that's going to be here in like a couple days to summon. And I will see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Jadaa. I'm out. Peace.